And these are not just businesses. These are innovators that drive Moldova towards the global competitiveness.
For years, startups, usually it's not for like several days. It should be for years.
Startup Moldova is the business card of the country in everything that concerns startups. And we are not alone in this journey. There is a number of community players that also support startups. For example, DreamUps or XY, Technovator, YEP. There are also universities that support the startup development and co-working places that help startups work together and build the products.
Our mission is to translate cybersecurity from a complicated tech into simple, achievable, actionable steps that will lead to a more robust and more resilient cybersecurity infrastructure for the company.
We're one of the best tools in the world for recruitment automation through AI and text messaging. And we've been in the field like forever.
You don't need to know how to build a startup. You just need to have passion, resilience, and willingness to learn, and the rest will come.
There is no better teacher than a failure. The understanding of what is wrong, so what shouldn't be in the product, what's the things, the features that are not worth the time and worth the effort to be included in the product.
And failures are cool. And some of them was trying to go too wide at some point of time. At some point, we tried to sell like pretty much to each and every country in the world, and now we have customers in 93 countries. But it's actually very difficult to scale this type of operation, so at some point of time we had to narrow it down, and now we mostly focus on United States and Canadian market, and maybe like in 2 or 3 years from now we will go more broad and much more strategic way. But back in the day it was like very ambitious, of course, but it wasn't as efficient as we expected it to be.
The biggest lesson we've learned is the cognitive diversity, so that in the team you should have people who think a little bit different. They should have the same, like, let's say, principles as you have, but they should think differently. And if you remember, for example, TV series Dr. House, it has Dr. Cuddy, who was always stopping him from doing some stuff, right? And together they did a great job. So this is a good example about cognitive diversity.
Every fail comes with a lesson, and it's important for you to understand the lesson and implement it into your daily life, into your startup life.
And me personally, since I'm juggling several roles, because officially I'm co-founder CEO, but unofficially I'm also product manager, I'm also sales manager, I'm also sometimes marketing manager, I'm also sometimes designer, content manager, so everything that needs to be done in a startup.
Because we started our company without any funding from outside. We did it together with my partner, and there have been just 2 of us for literally 8 months or 9 months at the start, and I was writing all the code myself. I basically did nothing else. I only slept, eat, and wrote the code for Zor for 9 months straight without stop. And then we signed our first big customer for $1.2 million contract, just 2 of us. It was so much fun.
But it's always really cool to see how idea evolves, and many ideas, they really die, and that's perfectly okay. We had many more startups. This is the ones that survived, and the ones that have traction, but lots of ideas, they just disappeared, and we just have the lessons learned, but we don't remember the dates when they appeared and when they disappeared.
And we do our best to work as a team. And one of the biggest pluses of the fact that we are not similar, we come from different domains, is that we are perfect sparring partners.
And if you don't match with each other, it's better to stop earlier, because later it will be not that easy.
Most of successful founders, they not came out of nowhere. They've been around this community for quite a while, learning things. And I myself learned most of the things I know, like real ones, about how to build a startup from this kind of very informal meetings with other like elder guys and people who already successfully built billion-dollar companies, and talking to them, understanding how they think, how they approach problems, listening to their cases and their stories. This is how we actually learn.
the most impressive thing now with the startups is like first when people start using your platform, this is the first thing, and then when they start paying you money. This is awesome. When you see the first money come in from your startup, this is like the commitment from others that you did a great job. And when you have struggles, just open one more door, fight for your startups, because you will be the only person who will believe in it, learn from others, and go your way.
When I talk to investors, to potential investors, one of the first questions that I get is, why Moldova? And then that's a moment for me to shine, because that's a moment for me to talk about how great is Moldova, about, of course, about the tax regime, of course, about the Moldova IT Park, of course, about the legislation that is changing towards being more friendly to startups and to investors, but also about our community. Because the support that we've got from the community here in Moldova, because we are small, because we are so well connected, and because it's so easy to make networking connections in Moldova, the support we got here, I really doubt that we could have gotten this support in any other country. It takes one handshake in Moldova to get to the necessary person. In other countries, it may take 3-4 handshakes.
Don't be afraid to fail. This is so important in startup mindset. Go there, do fast, fail fast, start something new, innovate, and be out of the box. United, we are stronger. We have the same goal, and we need to do more efforts together to help our startups.